What's up, movie crew? Normally I would be yelling and screaming and all that stuff, but I just went through all of my 4Ks for the promised 4K collection. I have 250 4K movies alone, so this was a little bit more tedious of a process than I thought it was going to be. I'm going to divide this up into multiple sections because everything right here are just my comic book movies. Then I'm going to do my horror movies. Then I'm going to do my Disney movies. And I'm still trying to figure out how I'm going to group and organize everything else after that. Before I get started, if you are new to this channel, hit that subscribe button and leave a thumbs up because stuff like that does help get this video in the algorithm and it gets more eyes on the channel. Without further ado, I am going to begin showing off my complete 4K collection. Alright, so the first part of this is going to be my comic book movies. I think with one or two exceptions, everything here is Marvel and DC. I know I've got Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, and I've got Kick-Ass, which was released by Marvel at the time when the movie came out. We're not going to get into too many details on everything. And the first one's actually not Marvel or DC either. We're doing alphabetical order with comic book movies from numbers all the way to Z. And then the next one will be the horror movies I own. 300. Got that on Black Friday this year. Was lucky to be able to still get a copy with a slip. Solid movie. Ant-Man and the Wasp. I don't know why I have this one before Ant-Man, but it is what it is. One of the few times I went with the regular 4K over the Steelbook because I really like this lenticular cover. I do have the 3D Ant-Man Wasp Steelbook from the UK, but it is not a 4K Steelbook. The first Ant-Man. Best Buy had a bunch of their Marvel Steelbooks on sale at one point when a lot of these came out, when they were finally putting stuff on 4K. And this, at the time, was definitely a top 5 movie for me, so I had to pick it up. Aquaman. Letting everyone know now, I actually prefer DC to Marvel, so you're going to see a lot of double dipping in this video, or in this particular section of the video. So I did get the 4K Steelbook, and I got the Blu-ray Digibook when that came out. Avengers. Avengers Age of Ultron. Infinity War. And one of my personal favorites in the MCU, Endgame. Yes, I prefer Endgame to Infinity War. Leave your opinions in the comments down below. Alright, so one of the reasons I prefer DC to Marvel is my favorite character is Batman. So these next few are pretty much all Batman. Assault on Arkham. Gotham by Gaslight. The Killing Joke. Year One. The first Tim Burton movie with Jack Nicholson is The Joker. The Titans of Cult 4K Steelbook. I believe I did an unboxing for this one specifically. I will have the link as a pinned comment down below for anyone that wants to check that out. Batman and Harley Quinn. Batman Begins. Batman Returns. This is probably my favorite live-action Batman movie. I know a lot of people are either going to say The Dark Knight or the first Michael Keaton movie. For me, it's this one. Batman v Superman, the 4K, the original 4K release. Batman v Superman, the IMAX restoration. And Batman versus the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. This movie was a lot better than I thought it was going to be. Let me get this next stack a little bit closer towards me. Constantine, City of Demons. This was started off as a web series on CW Seed, and I think this is the only of the CW Seed shows to actually get a 4K release. The Dark Knight. The Dark Knight Rises. Deadpool 2. Yes, I know I need to upgrade my copy of Deadpool to 4K. Death of Superman. Eternals. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. I actually got this for free. When Disney Insiders was Disney Movie Rewards, this was one of the options. I was able to get this for free. Hulk. Incredible Hulk. Injustice. Iron Man. This is my favorite MCU movie. Also, at some point in the future, I will be doing a complete MCU movie collection. Iron Man 2. And Iron Man 3. And I just realized I missed a stack of stuff that was supposed to go after Batman. Apologies for that. Big Hero 6. Birds of Prey. So before the world went into lockdown in 2020, this was the last movie I saw in theaters. Take with that information as you will. If you've seen my DCEU ranking video, then you know how I feel about the movie. I'll have that as a pinned comment down below. Black Panther. Black Widow. Wasn't a huge fan of the movie, but I gotta say the steelbook looks pretty cool. And on the back of it is Yelena. Blade, the Zabby steelbook, so it's a nice little slit. And then there is the steelbook. Captain America, First Avenger. Captain America, Winter Soldier. This is another movie in my top 5 of the MCU movies. Captain America, Civil War. Captain Marvel. And Catwoman, Hunted. Alright, now that I've realized where I screwed up, let's get back into having these in the right order. Joker. Justice League Throne of Atlantis. Justice League Dark Apocalypse War. I do want to let everyone know now, this is not a 4K steelbook. This was the Blu-ray steelbook. I double dipped and put the 4K in here and gave the DVD to a friend. Justice League, Kick-Ass, The Kingsman, Kingsman Secret Service, Kingsman Golden Circle, and the Kingsman 4K Steelbook Combo Pack. That will also be as a pinned comment down below. Lego Batman movie, Man of Steel, Men in Black Trilogy, Punisher 4K Steelbook, Red, Red 2, Reign of the Supermen, and unlike Justice League Dark, this one is a 4K Steelbook. Scott Pilgrim versus the World. Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. The Best Buy Shazam Steelbook. And the Zavi Shazam Steelbook. Suicide Squad, Hell to Pay. Suicide Squad. And The Suicide Squad. Thor Ragnarok. No, I do not have the first two movies on 4K. No, I really don't want the first two movies on 4K. V for Vendetta, Venom, Let There Be Carnage, Watchmen, The Ultimate Cut, Wonder Woman, 1984, which you can still get at Best Buy because apparently there's a never-ending supply of the movie on Steelbook. The X-Men trilogy set that has First Class, Days of Future Past, and Apocalypse. X-Men Dark Phoenix. Zack Snyder's Justice League, the regular 4K. Zack Snyder's Justice League, the 4K Steelbook. I got the French Steelbook because at the time when this came out, I could not get my hands on the Best Buy Steelbook. And then they ended up restocking a few months later. And finally, Zack Snyder's Justice League trilogy that features Man of Steel, Batman v Superman, and the Snyder Cut. That is my complete comic book 4K collection. The next part of this will be my horror 4K collection. Alright, so I am back with the next section. First and foremost, I did have to change locations because the stacks I had of my comic book movies on my couch were starting to fall over as I was moving them. So I'm in my kitchen where I can easily stack everything on my table. Now, getting into the horror movies. Some of these are not full-on horror. Some of these are psych thrillers. Some of them just have horror as one of the genres on blu-ray.com for anyone that's wondering why certain movies are in this section. So, without further ado, let's get into the horror section of my 4K collection. Alien, and yes, I'm aware a lot of people consider this one a sci-fi movie. I consider the first one more of a horror movie than a sci-fi movie. Alligator, just watched this one recently. American Psycho. The Birds. Clockwork Orange. This is also my favorite Kubrick movie, for anyone that's wondering. Conjuring 3. The Devil Made Me Do It. Dracula. Original Halloween, the Lionsgate 4K release. Halloween, the Scream Factory 4K release. Halloween 2. Halloween 3, Season of the Witch. Halloween 4, The Return of Michael Myers. And Halloween 5, The Revenge of Michael Myers. I have an unboxing video where I show off all 5 of those. I will try to remember to also include that in the description below for anyone who wants to check that out. Halloween Kills. Howling. It Chapter 1. And It Chapter 2. Jaws. This movie actually legit scared the crap out of me when I was a kid. Krampus. Last Night in Soho. If you saw my ranking for the top 5 movies of 2021, you know I thought very highly of this movie. Mayhem. To anyone who watched The Belko Experiment, this is better. No offense to James Gunn, but this is a better movie, so if you didn't like that one, check this one out. You'll probably like it more. Old. This movie was weird. Prince of Darkness. Psycho. Puppet Master, The Lidless Reich. The First Purge. The Purge Trilogy. And The Forever Purge. Rear Window. Requiem for a Dream. Resident Evil Vendetta. Resident Evil, The Final Chapter. Saw. Spiral. Scream. Silence of the Lambs. Spine of Night. The Thing. They Live. Unbreakable. And Vertigo. So everything you saw here was horror and horror-related movies. Like I said, I went with what some of these had as some of the subgenres on blu-ray.com. Some of these are psych thrillers. And some of them, it was just an easier way to keep everything organized. So the next section will be my Disney movies. Alright, so this next part is my Disney collection. So I do want to let everyone know now that my Disney collection will also be including some of the Fox 4K titles that I have bought over the years, because for those that don't know, Disney bought Fox. There's one I did not include because I'm going to include in another section that will be after this. And I gotta say, I'm surprised at how little of 4Ks I own from Disney when you take out Marvel. So let's get into this. Aladdin, this is the Target Digibook, the animated movie. Also, Target Digibook, Aladdin, the live action movie. Beauty and the Beast, the animated movie. Beauty and the Beast, the live action movie. Cruella, I got the Walmart 4K exclusive slip, and it's a red 4K. Live action Dumbo, the Target exclusive Digibook. Encanto. Finding Nemo, the Steelbook. The first Home Alone movie. Jojo Rabbit. So JP told me to pick this up when a couple of us went out for Black Friday, and he said that this was a good movie. I watched it. This was a lot better than I was expecting it to be. So shout out to Taika Waititi for this one. He did pretty good. Live action Lion King, the Target Digibook. Little Mermaid, again, the Target Digibook. Raya and the Last Dragon. Red Sparrow. Like I said, some of these were released by Fox, so that's why they're in here. Soul. Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker. This is the Target exclusive. It has an art book and a bonus DVD with additional features. And yes, this is the only 4K Star Wars title I own because I was just able to get it for a reasonable price. The other times, I don't really want Solo on 4K, and I don't know why I didn't pick up Last Jedi. Anyway, Toy Story 4. Who Framed Roger Rabbit? This is a classic, and I hate the fact that I missed out on the Steelbook. Wreck-It Ralph. This was the Steelbook they put out when Ralph Breaks the Internet came out, and I just thought this thing looked cool. And finally, Ralph Breaks the Internet. So like I said, that was not as many Disney titles as I was expecting. I did think I owned more than that, but it is what it is. My initial plans were to do the rest by genre, but some of them are just so short. We're just going to put the rest of them in alphabetical order and let the chips fall where they may. Alright, so we are on the last part of it. After seeing how many times I would have to divide stuff up, I just said forget it. I'm going to just alphabetize everything else. and we're just going to go through this the best I can. So, here is my remaining 4K movies. Some of these are just more recent releases where I picked the 4K over the Blu-ray. Some of them are boutique titles like Shout Factory. I've got some Arrow stuff. I've got Criterion's. And then some of them, the Steelbooks, are just now a 4K thing. So let me get that out of the way. Spoiler alert for anyone that saw that one. 1917 Steelbook. I believe this was supposed to be a Best Buy exclusive, but I got it at Target. Akira. Animal House. Argo. Love this movie. Apocalypse Now, the 6-disc set. So I've had a lot of people ask why I did not grab the Apocalypse Now Steelbook that just came out from Lionsgate. I think that is only the final cut. This version features the final cut, Apocalypse Now redo, the original, and Hearts of Darkness. That's a lot of stuff. Not to mention I paid less for this than what the current price is for the Apocalypse Now Steelbook. Big Fish. This one is an underrated gem in Tim Burton's filmography. This is such a good movie, and the fact that it doesn't get the love it gets is a little upsetting. Billy Lynn's Long Half-Time Walk. I picked this one up when my local FYE closed down. It was, I think, $4 or $5 after the discount they were giving, so I picked it up. Brawl in Cell Block 99. In case you don't know, Vince Vaughn can do stuff other than comedy, and this movie proves it. The fact that he is not playing villains in some of these action movies shocks me. And he's not the antagonist in the movie, but given how he is presented, I think he could play a good villain in some of these action movies that are out. Carlito's Way. As I mentioned, when I was going through my 4Ks to grab all my stuff for this collection video, I had to sit down and watch this one. Citizen Kane. How I wish that there wasn't an issue with the first disc. And Close Encounters of the Third Kind. I believe this features 3 different versions of the movie. Still a great movie. Very much an overlooked thing. Well, I don't want to say it's overlooked in Steven Spielberg's filmography, but when you think of Jaws and E.T., sometimes that one gets pushed to the side. Daddy's Home 2. Darkest Hour. E.T. Another one where I picked up a different version over a steelbook because we've got the booklet, we've got the soundtrack, and we've got the movie itself. Not all the stuff is featured in the steelbook. And I'm having difficulties getting it back in the box. That might be why some people got the steelbook. Ex Machina. If you have not seen my complete A24 collection, then you may not know this is my favorite A24 movie. I enjoy this. It was also my introduction to A24. Fast and Furious, the original. Love this movie. Fast and Furious 6. It's not bad. Furious 7. Definitely one of my favorites in the Fast and Furious franchise. Fate of the Furious. I like it more than 6. Hobbs and Shaw. There are some continuity errors between Hobbs and Shaw and the other Fast and Furious movies. And F9. This movie sucks. Ghost in the Shell. I picked this one up over the Steelbook because I actually like the slipcover more than the Steelbook artwork. Ghostbusters Afterlife. Very much enjoyed this movie. Godzilla 2014. Godzilla King of Monsters. Godzilla vs. Kong. Goodfellas. The Goonies. The Green Knight. Hacksaw Ridge. Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard. Yes, I went with the 4K over the Steelbook because this was significantly cheaper. I can't say I like the movie enough to justify that Steelbook price tag. And How to Train Your Dragon. Alright, so I am at the letter I in my 4K collection. Inception. Inglourious Bastards. And for anyone wondering, yes, the 4K transfer of Inglourious Bastards sucks. However, one of the times I moved, my case to my standard Blu-ray version of Inglourious Bastards broke. So now I have a better case. Interstellar. Jason Bourne. John Wick. John Wick Chapter 2. John Wick Chapter 3, Parabellum. The John Wick Collection, 4K Steelbook. Jumanji, one of my favorite looking Steelbooks. This thing just looks amazing. And I can't speak for everyone, but I did see a restock at my local Best Buy. I mean, it was probably like 2 or 3 copies, but if you're a fan of this movie, Steelbook is available. Peter Jackson's King Kong. And Labyrinth. Last Duel. The Lincoln Lawyer. I just realized that's a Lionsgate title. Hey, Lionsgate, y'all want to make a steelbook of this like you have with all those other amazing steelbooks? Because I will absolutely double dip on this. Mad Max Collection. For anyone that is wondering why this is on a 4K collection, as you can clearly see the Blu-ray logo. Mad Max Fury Road 4K is included. Mask of Zorro. For those that are wondering, I got this at Big Lots for $3. The Matrix Trilogy, Mortal Kombat 2021, 4K slip, Mortal Kombat 2021 Steelbook, Mortal Kombat Legends Battle of the Realms, Menace to Society, Mulholland Drive, and the Mummy Trilogy. I've watched the first two movies in that so far. Yeah, the second movie's not that great, but both of them have solid 4K transfers. No Time to Die, a movie I still need to sit down and watch. Curse You Movie Studios and your 3-hour runtime movies. Now You See Me. That was a good movie. Now You See Me 2. Good movie, but not as good as the first one. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. It's got actors I'm a fan of in the movie, and it's Tarantino. That's all I got. Pitch Black. The Prestige. Prisoners of the Ghostland. I highly recommend checking out this movie. It is Nicolas Cage at his most Nicolas Cage. Red Shoes. Scarface. Schindler's List, Steelbook. Shawshank Redemption. Shrek. Space Jam. If you have seen what the Steelbook looks like, then you know why I got the slipcover over the Steelbook. 10 Commandments. Tenet. Love Christopher Nolan's movies. Looking forward to Oppenheimer. I was not a fan of this movie. Transformers. The good movie. Uncut Gems. Weathering with You. Highly recommend checking this out and the director's previous movie, Your Name. Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. Wolf of Wall Street. Love this movie. I kind of want to sit down and watch the 4K transfer, but it is a 3-hour long movie. Westworld Season 1. This is a tin that contains the show on 4K and on Blu-ray. And finally, Columbia Classics Volume 2. Again, something I still need to sit down and watch. We need more than 24 hours in a day. Simple as that. But yes, that is my complete 4K collection. I believe that the total amount of 4K movies I own, I believe is right around 250. I didn't start just picking up the 4K over the Blu-ray until probably about the past year or so. And with some of them, it was just a thing of saving a couple extra bucks. I wanted to see what was going to happen first with 4K before jumping in. Simple as that. but that is everything I own on 4K. To any of my other Bluetooth people, have you shown off your 4K collection lately? How many do you own? Chances are some of you own more than I do because of how many times I have actually picked the Blu-ray over the 4K. But that's going to do it for this one. If you were new to this channel, hit that subscribe button. You like what you see, leave a thumbs up. Comment down below, what is your favorite 4K movie in your collection? But that's going to do it for this one. Thank you all for watching and tune in next time.